So you think about moving to San Luis Obispo County. Well, today I'm going to walk you through 10 essential things you're going to want to consider and know before you make a decision to move or purchase a home in San Luis Obispo County. So all 10 items are really important, but hang in there till the very end. You're going to want to hear them. You're not going to want to miss out. And I'm going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when I post more information about moving to and from the Central Coast of California. My name is Bruce Carson. I'm with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. I get phone calls, text messages, and emails from people just like you looking to move to the coast every single day, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just call, text, or email me. It doesn't matter how you get in touch. I'm here to help. Okay, so when purchasing a home in San Luis Obispo County, it's essential to be well informed about various aspects of the local real estate market and the home buying process. Here are 10 crucial considerations for potential home buyers. Number one, understand the local real estate market. So there are a lot of market trends here in San Luis Obispo County. It's a big county and it covers a lot of area. So you want to make sure once you've decided on an area you want to be in, you want to understand the market trends of that particular area, like Arroyo Grande versus the whole entire county, or Paso Robles versus the whole entire county. Now, something when you're making that decision, you want to consider population demographics. Our county's population is aging and it's ever changing. So depending on where you live within the county, you're going to have people of varying ages and different demands. Something you also want to do is you need to consider the climate. So especially like during the summertime, you could be in Pismo Beach and it's 60 degrees and you can drive 20 minutes up the street and it'll be over 100 degrees. And then it flip-flops during wintertime. It's colder in some areas and still really mild at the coast. So you get to choose your own climate when you are shopping in San Luis Obispo County. Lean on me, Bruce Carson, your realtor, to walk you through the different climates and help you make a good, educated decision what's going to work for you, your family, and your lifestyle. So number two, accessing financial readiness. You want to prepare yourself by building up your credit score. So check your credit score, however you do that, through one of your credit cards or through the three major credit bureaus. Check your credit score. If it's not strong enough to get you into the good interest rates, the best interest rates that you're going to want, you might want to spend a little bit more time, hold off, don't wait too long, but hold off a little bit, clean up that credit, get to the point where you can qualify for the best rates that are available on the day that you're ready. You also want to be budgeting. So you're going to have some kind of a down payment. You have to have some money saved up, depending on your loan. Like the loan that pays the highest amount is going to be a VA loan. And you could do 100% financing with the VA loan, but you're still going to need some money for closing costs and other costs. Other loans are going to be like an FHA, 3.5% down, all the way up to a conventional, which is like 20% down. So just be prepared for that. Save up your money, talk to your real estate professional like me, and I will find out what you need to have saved up before you make a decision on a house. So speaking of which, number three is to partner with a real estate professional. I can't stress this enough. Whether you're buying or selling, you get to choose your realtor. You choose who you work with. Interview me. You should. And you're probably going to like me and hire me. But if you don't, interview other people. Make a decision. Hire the person that you like. You're ultimately going to be paying your realtor money. Someone might pay for you, but you're making a commitment to pay some money to this person, and sometimes it's a significant chunk of money. So take your time. I have a video on YouTube at Bruce Carson RE. Go through my videos. There's a whole video, like 20 or 30 minutes long, on the right questions to ask a realtor when you're interviewing. It is important. It's up to you. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing that just for you. Once you've decided on that realtor, and the reason why you want to is we have great local expertise. So we know all the areas. We know all the way down to different parts of different towns. So you want to have that local knowledge. So we know the neighborhoods, we know the school districts, and market conditions, et cetera. And once you decide to work with me, you'll find that I'm work with a network of professionals. So once we open escrow, or even before we open escrow, I'm going to get you together with the right mortgage lenders. And then once we open escrow, I'm going to get you together with the right contractors to do home inspections, pest inspections. Depending on how we're buying the house, you might need an appraisal, you might need other professionals from within our ecosystem. And I know a lot of them, and they know me. So I'm able to refer people to you and really make your process a lot easier and more comfortable. So a number 4 item is familiarizing yourself with key real estate and escrow terms. I'm going to give you a few. Number 1 is escrow. Escrow is a third party, a neutral third party that holds funds and documents during the transaction until all of the conditions are met during a purchase. And then they will record the sale with whatever county that we're in. In this case, we're talking about San Luis Obispo or Santa Barbara County. They'll record that as well through escrow. So it's your neutral third party. Contingency. A contingency is a condition that must be satisfied for the contract to be binding. So we have contingencies when we write a purchase agreement, like a due diligence contingency. You get to inspect the property for 17 days. You're going to have a loan contingency or an appraisal contingency, depending on how you buy the house. But if you're going through a bank or a lending institute, they're going to want an appraisal. They're going to want a loan. The purchase agreement, the standard wording allows for 17 days for each of these contingencies. They don't stack on top of each other. They all start at the same time. So you have 17 days to do the loan, the appraisal, and your due diligence. And then closing costs. Talked about this a little bit. So closing costs are just expenses that are over and above the property's price. So just because you offered, say, $250,000 on a home, you're not just going to give them $250,000 and that's it. So there are, fees for the loan. There's title insurance. There are escrow services. There's commissions that you may be paying. So you need to understand what your closing costs are. And again, I'm going to work with you and I'm going to help you get an understanding of that. Number 5 is conduct thorough property inspections. So a home inspection, super, super important. I always recommend, even if a home inspection has been provided by the listing agent, I'm still going to suggest that buyers hire a professional home inspector. It does cost about $600 to have a thorough inspection of the home. But once you get the report from the home inspector, that's $600, you're going to get a report of up to 100 plus pages. You're going to get it in the form of a PDF with lots of photos and references talking about what's health and safety concerns and what needs to be fixed for you and your family to be safe at the house. We're also going to look at a pest inspection that costs about $100. It's cheaper, but that tells us we have on the Central Coast, just so you know, almost every single house that's made out of metal or concrete has some termites or it has wood destroying organisms. So here on the coast, we have a lot of moisture in the air. So just that moisture is enough to cause damage and destroy wood on a house. And then of course, termites, both subterranean and in the house, they're not going to be good. And they're probably there. They just live on the Central Coast and we're used to it, but they do need to be taken care of. Number six is to research neighborhoods and communities. We talked about this a little bit before. Lifestyle alignment. You want to consider the proximity to work, to schools, to healthcare facilities, to recreational areas. Here on the coast, you get to decide. Do you want to live by the beach where it's nice and cool, and if you surf or enjoy beach activities and hanging out in like downtown Avila Beach or Morro Bay, or we have a lot of different opportunities for that. But some people don't want to live by the beach. Some people want more sun. They want it to be hot during the summertime. So you go up north to Atascadero or Paso Robles. So you just want to make sure that you study the lifestyle and align yourself with what's going to work for you and your family. You also, when you're making that decision, you want to consider future development. Some towns here, they will grow and some can't. Real good example is Grover Beach. The town's completely landlocked, so there's nowhere to spread out. So they're actually going up. They're starting to put 3 and 4 story buildings in Grover Beach, which we haven't seen before in the past. So you want to know future development. Those future developments are going to affect property values. So it's important to know. Number seven, you want to understand legal and contractual obligations. First and foremost, when you're a buyer, we use a residential purchase agreement called an RPA. It's a legally binding document, and it literally outlines all of the terms and conditions of a sale. It's an important document. It's 17 pages long, but we're going to go over the terms that I write into the offer for you, and then I'm going to provide you a copy of the purchase agreement in the form of a PDF, and I'll email that to you or review it in person, whatever works for you. But I do want you to have a copy of that so you can read it and go over it, discuss it with me or anyone else before you sign. Because when I send you the DocuSign request, it just brings you straight down to the lines where you need to initial and signature. It's a lot more challenging to read a DocuSign document than it is something that comes to your inbox via PDF. And another one is disclosures. So disclosures are really big. Sellers are required to disclose known issues with the property. So you want to make sure, work with your realtor. You're going to get a lot of disclosures to review. And they're all very important, but they all have different information. The ones that I always encourage people to really read are a seller property questionnaire and a transfer disclosure statement. So an SPQ and a TDS. Those are disclosures that are coming from a seller to a buyer, where the seller fills out everything good and bad about their property that they know. Have there been any leaks? Have there been any upgrades, etc.? So you want to familiarize yourself with those, and those disclosures are absolutely mandatory. Number 8, explore financing options. We talked a little bit about financing before. I always recommend, if you need financing, I would prefer that you work with a local mortgage lender. Local mortgage lender has a lot of buy-in. One, they're local and they're mortgage brokers, so they're working for themselves. They're not working for a bank, so they're not getting a regular paycheck. They don't get paid until they, get someone into a loan, and then we close on that property. So that's good incentive right there. They don't get paid unless they do their job. The local lenders have a tendency to have access to more lending programs than just like a regular bank. If you call, say, Bank of America or Chase, they're going to have one product or maybe two to share with you, but a local mortgage lender most likely has significantly more products that they can discuss with you and make sure they find the one that's going to fit best for you. You want to fulfill the objective. The goal is to get pre-approved. So once you have a pre-approval letter, a couple of things happen. One, it tells you what your buying power is. Let's just say you qualified for $1 million, just to use a round number. Great. Well, you have a loan for $1 million. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can afford that whole $1 million. Even though on paper and with the numbers, the debt to income ratio does say that you can afford that if you've been pre-qualified. But the conversation that your lender may or may not have with you, but I'm going to have with you, is I understand that you are pre-approved for this amount of money, but if we put you into that loan, can you afford it? Are you going to be comfortable? You write that check every month for a really long time. Are you going to be able to take the kids to Disney? Are you going to be able to go on vacation, have dinners with whomever? So consider that. And I'm going to walk you through that as well. Number 9, we're almost there. So plan for some additional expenses. Things that happen in escrow are homeowners insurance. So you have to get homeowners insurance. We don't know how much it's going to cost until we identify a property. So you want to get on that right away once we open escrow. Property taxes, you want to familiarize yourself with local tax rates and assess their impact on your monthly budget. Now, again, we want to talk to the lender about this. For me, my insurance and my taxes are built into my mortgage. So I write one check once per month, but I do not pay my bill at the end of the year for my property taxes. And my homeowner's insurance is built in there as well. So talk to your lender, talk to escrow, talk to me. We'll work it out and see if we can make that kind of arrangement for you if you want. And then the last thing that you want to allocate for some money, some expenses, is maintenance and repairs. Even if you're moving into a brand new house that has no need for maintenance and no unexpected repairs, you still want to have some money, because when you move, you're most likely you're going to need some money to buy some stuff for the new house. Shower curtains, different things to make it look good. You have another bathroom, well, you have to buy a whole bunch of bathroom accessories that you didn't have when you only had 2 bathrooms and now you have 3. It just goes on and on. So be prepared. It costs money. Ultimately, after we discuss this and we go through the escrow process, it should be a good decision to buy a home, because you're going to gain equity. You're not going to lose money in that home. And then you'll always know how much it's going to cost, what your monthly costs are going to be. That's what I like about being a homeowner, is no one's going to be raising rent on me. Only I can if I took out another note on my house or borrowed money against the house. The last one, number 10, is be mindful of the escrow process. At the beginning of escrow, you are going to receive a timeline. Now, I've had escrows go from as short as 4 days and as long as 100 plus, and everything in between. But a normal escrow is usually 45 days or less. Sometimes we write them up as 30 days or less, but that's still a long time. So at the beginning of your escrow, I'm going to hire a professional transaction coordinator. In that transaction coordinator is going to give us a list, a timeline. That tells us everything we need to know. When is the earnest money due? When are contingencies due up? When do we have to do inspections? When do we have to, finish reading the disclosures that have been provided to us, and on and on and on. It's all going to be on the timeline. And then the last thing is, you want to really make sure that you follow your escrow instructions. Those will come from your escrow professional. And especially when we get down to wiring money, make sure you listen to them and you are 100% confident that the instructions are coming from them. Follow all the instructions from escrow to the T. It's very important. There are a lot of scams out there, people trying to steal that earnest money because it's big chunks of money. Just what an offer today, the earnest money is $35,000. So, and when people are closing, and if they're wiring money to pay for, that $1 million house, there's bad guys that are going to try to get that $1 million before it gets to the house. So it's all good. Just be aware and only follow instructions from your designated escrow officer. So by thoroughly considering these factors, you can navigate the home buying process in San Luis Obispo County with greater confidence and make informed decisions that align with your financial and your lifestyle goals. And I'm here to help. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or you just have questions because sometime down the road you may want to buy a house, or you need to help out a family member or what have you, it's what I do. I'm Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty, Central Coast. All my contact information is in the video.